It's the 202.
It's the 202. It's the 202.
It's the 202.
This is how we do when we party in the 202.
It's the 202.
We got any old school people in the house tonight? Can y'all hear me sing? Oh, and when you by my side, I know that I can win.
That sultry voice means you're listening to legendary R&B singer Glenn Jones. Hello and welcome to the 202.
Michelle and I are absolutely thrilled to have him on the show today. The Grammy-nominated singer and producer is serving up classic soul as only he can. Listen as one legend introduces another legend.
To hear him, I know you love him. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Glenn Jones.
The romance is not over. You're gonna weep. The romance is not over. I remember oh so well when I first held your hand and we started to dance. Had this awesome crush on you, hoping deep down inside you wanted me to. And now we're here together. We're preparing ourselves for the future. There's so much that we can do. Oh girl, let me show you. Ain't gonna weep. The romance is not. Got a lot of love to give, yeah. The romance is not over. So much love to give, yeah. Let's go to our favorite place, close to the fire. Let our passions run wild, yeah. The night away, oh, I'm dying to please you. I'll never leave you, oh girl. Let's stay close and get lost in each other's love, yeah. 'Cause there's so much more that we can do. Oh, I love you, girl. I'm gonna show you, yeah. The romance is not. Got a lot of love. Ain't gonna weep. The romance is not over. So much love to give, yeah. Girl, I think that I love you. I wanna be with you, baby. I'm gonna always be your lover. I believe we need each other. Girl, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're gonna keep on just begun, baby. Yeah. And don't you know I really need you so? I've got so much more love to give, don't you know? It makes me feel so good inside just to know You're my the romance is not. Got a lot of love. Because the romance is not over. So much love to give, yeah. Baby, we just got started. So let's have ourselves a good time. We're gonna do so many things together, yeah. Yeah. We're gonna just be good.
Glenn, this is a treat to have you.
Thank you. It's a treat to be here.
Wow. Do you understand that title, legend? Do you accept it and embrace it? Because you really have earned legendary status.
Well, you know, I've been singing since I was 5 years old, and I've always been in it for the love of the music. Started out singing gospel, and then made the transition to R&B through working with Norman Connors and some other people. So I guess I get it. I don't know. I'm just, hey, look, I'm just thankful to still be doing what I do, to be able to do it, and people that still, you know, want to see me come and do shows, and they come out and they respond so well. So it's a great feeling.
Wow.
What I'm so curious about is the Aretha Franklin introduction.
Yeah.
There's a story behind that, right?
Yeah, there's a story. Aretha, she used to call me to do her birthday parties in Detroit. And then we started doing dates together. You know, we played Radio City in New York, and then we did Caesar's Palace. And actually, I was one of her favorite singers. So that was amazing in itself.
Yeah.
You know, and it was, you know, I used to listen to her when I was younger, you know, and listen to her gospel records and the R&B records, and never thought that the day would come
Wow.
when I would have that introduction from her.
Yeah.
To me, that's priceless.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, I've met so many singers that as the years go on, they say they try different things to preserve their voice.
Yeah.
Your voice is still extraordinary. It is extraordinary.
Thank you.
It is. Do you do anything special to sustain?
Well, no, actually, I just try to go to bed at night after my gigs. You know, when you're younger,
Okay.
you know, you want to stay up and kick it and party and all of that. But I just try to take care of myself. And you know, I've always been able to, you know, even when I was, you know, I had colds and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
I've always been able to do what I do. So I don't know. I'm gonna give the credit to the man upstairs.
I love that. I thought I knew a lot about Glenn Jones until I saw your Unsung.
Yes.
And then I learned even more.
Right.
Wow. So special, so special.
Thank you.
We'll be right back, but first we want to give a shout out to our buddy on the turntables today, the legendary beatmaster DJ Oxygen.
And while he's at the turntables, Furman and I will be heading over to the chef's table to see what's cooking when the 202 returns.
It's the 202. It's the 202.
It's the 202. It's the 202.
It's the 202.
Welcome back to the 202. Now, within the vast universe of science fiction and fantasy writers are some very successful African-American female authors paving the way for others. One of those guiding lights is a DC native.
And get this, the first time Michelle and I met this best-selling author, Cerece Rennie Murphy, we were actually wearing wings. It was one of the Awesome Con events when superhero costumes and sci-fi authors are expected. And she's with us here today.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Of course I do. You guys look great.
That was so fun.
Oh, yeah.
We had on our wings.
We had on
yeah.
our wings. We don't know what we were supposed to be,
I
but
know.
You're magical.
we had fun.
Oh, well,
and
thank
that's
you.
the point.
That's right. And we met you.
That's right.
So tell us about being a science fiction author, because there are some great sci-fi authors that we know of. Who influenced you or inspired you?
Oh my gosh. I have to say Octavia Butler.
Octavia, yes.
Of course. Wild Seed was probably the first book I ever read that blew my mind.
Wow.
I remember finishing it and turning to page 1 and starting over again.
Really?
Because I just couldn't believe the journey that she'd taken us on. And so I love that. And I also love Frank Herbert's Dune.
Yes.
Which was a really, really inspirational book for me. So those are probably the two that sort of started me off.
Yeah.
In terms of literature, but there are so many influences. Toni Morrison,
Yeah.
who doesn't write sci-fi, but I think she writes, I think her writing is transcendent.
Yeah.
And certainly an inspiration.
In a way, it has some fantasy.
It does.
Woven into the
magical
story.
realism.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So I get inspiration from all over the place.
Awesome.
How would you describe the reaction to the first book in the series? Well, first tell us about your series of Seers, and then tell us what that reaction was.
Oh, sure. Order of the Seers is a sci-fi trilogy about a group of people who can see the future, and they're enslaved for that ability. And the book's all about how they escape the organization that's trying to exploit their gift, how they reclaim their power and start fighting back. So lots of action, adventure, suspense. It's the kind of stuff I like to read and watch. And gosh, the first book came out in 2012. And less than a month in, I went to New York Comic Con. And I was told as a new author with only one book out that it would be a disaster. At that point, I didn't know that there were about 100,000 people that go to New York Comic Con. I knew of 2 sci-fi conventions at the time, one in San Francisco and then the other in New York. And I thought, well, I don't know if I want to fly to San Francisco, but I can drive to, not San Francisco, LA, but I can drive to New York. And so that's how I introduced my first book. And the reaction was everything people said it wouldn't be. Everyone was so positive and welcoming. You know, I sold over 100 books and no one had ever heard my name. And it was such a wonderful and encouraging experience that I've just kept going.
I love people hearing this, because you're going to motivate people to keep going. You also write children's books too.
I do.
Tell me about that.
Oh, well, my son, who was 6 at the time, asked if he could read my first book, Order of the Seers, and I told him no, because it's for adults. He said, well, Mommy, yes. I said, no, you can't open that. But he said, well, Mommy, can you write me a book that I can read? And I thought, I was just so honored that he would think that his mom could write something for him. So I said, yes. And I said, what do you want in your book? And he said, well, I want a good fight scene, and I want a skateboard, and I want my my favorite stuffed animal, Chirpy. And I thought, okay, he's 6. So I thought, okay, I'll sort of put a story together around that. And I did. And I showed it to him. And he was my first editor. So I would share the story idea with him. And he'd say, oh, Mommy, I like this, but I don't like that. And then I would change it until I got approval. And then I started writing the chapters. And yeah, we just kept going.
That's the sweetest thing.
That is. I love that.
Wow, great.
You know, we hear so much about African-American female readers. There are book clubs all over the country. Who are your biggest readers for the Seers trilogy?
You know, I have a great cross-section of readers. I get, you know, I've heard that when I started out that men don't read books from women. I'd say about 50% of my readers are men. I heard that Black people don't read science fiction, which of course, being an African-American, I knew was wrong. But I have tons of African-American readers. Women, I'd heard white people don't read books from Black authors. I have tons of readers who are not African-American, all across the world, and a great cross-section of our world and our country. So, yeah.
Well, I think this is awesome, and I wish you the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming. All right. And now Michelle and I are going to take a short walk over to see what's cooking today at the chef's table.
Guess what? We're shaking things up a bit at the chef's table with some creative mixology.
That means endless cocktails, right?
Yep.
All right. With us is Crawley Steiner and Anna Branleys, co-owners of DC's new Dos Mamis cocktail bar, where their motto is good vibes.
Yeah, we love good vibes.
I know
we
she
like
does.
good booze too.
We have both. Tell us about Dos Mamis, how you guys connected to begin all of this.
Absolutely. So we own restaurants on the same street, actually, across the street from each other.
Okay.
And in the morning when we would come in for prep and everything, we would just look across the street and say, "Hey, Mommy."
Really?
In Petworth.
In Petworth.
On Upshur Street.
Which is where I grew up. Yeah, so
Yeah, nice.
right around the corner on Upshur Street is this fantastic row of restaurants, exciting now cocktail bars. I'm thrilled. I'm glad you guys are there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So you say, hey, mommy, dos mommies, you got together and you started creating these cocktails. One thing, I love this bubbly in the bag.
Yes, we have a beautiful back patio. It's our bubbles and wine garden where you can always come and grab a bottle of bubbles, a bottle of wine, sit in the back patio, hang out with your girls, hang out with your boys, and just have a good time, enjoy the evening with us.
Okay, and you guys create some specialty cocktails.
That we do as well, yeah. I'm actually going to make a few today. If you're, I don't know if you're thirsty.
We couldn't wait
but-
for that.
Oh, okay, okay.
A little bit there.
Yeah, just a little bit. Should I make
get
some
to
now?
it,
Yeah?
yes.
Okay, cool.
So what is this? What is this?
So let's start with the, this is the Womanhattan.
Oh, Womanhattan.
Womanhattan.
Oh, Manhattan.
You
Okay.
may be familiar with the Manhattan.
Yeah.
This is a
Ca,
slight
ca, ca.
variation of this.
So this is a little more delicate? This is a little more delicate?
I wouldn't say that. I'd say it's stronger.
It's stronger.
No, I
Right.
would say it's just different. It's just different. And the base is actually white rum, which is going to be really interesting. I might as well
rum,
just
okay.
make 2 of these.
Yeah,
Sure,
yeah.
or 3.
No doubt.
And then it's modified with a little bit of curacao, a little bit of Luxardo cherry, and a bit of maraschino as well. So
Okay.
Yeah.
we're just going to stir this.
How did you know about all of this science of mixology? How did you study?
Love the word science.
Yeah.
Okay.
My personal background is culinary school. I was cooking for a long time, and then I eventually ended up in the front of house, and that's when cocktails kind of just became my main focus until
Yeah.
Cocktails are big.
fell in love. Cocktails are big. Cocktails
Exactly.
are big. All right,
Cocktails
let's
are
drink.
great for conversation. They're great for beginning anything, right?
Yep, and they're even better on our patio. Right.
Yes.
Who designed? I saw photos of that. Who designed the patio?
Our space was actually designed by an amazing local female architect, as you notice. That's our whole motto. We're women-owned, women-operated, women designed. So Natalie Park designed our space, and she's just phenomenal.
Wait, what is this you're putting in there?
This is actually a Luxardo cherry.
Okay.
Have you not had one of these?
No.
They're life-changing.
Ooh, they
They
are
are?
so good.
Yes.
Why is that?
They're delicious.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
You're
About
going to
to
find
change
out.
our
You're about to find
Get
out.
ready.
All right. Well, you can start with these two.
So they're ready?
So
Yeah.
nice
Yeah.
and boozy, spirit-forward cocktail.
Okay.
And it's going to be easy to drink for
All right,
sure.
hold on.
Very
And
smooth.
and these are on the list after.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Here we go.
Cheers.
Oh, that is strong. That is strong.
You know, I could have started you on the must pause, which I'm going to make next,
How about
which
one
would have been
more?
a little more refreshing, but I kind of wanted to hit you first. and
Okay.
then
Okay.
Do another one.
there.
We're ready for
Yeah.
it.
All
These
right.
are hitting us.
Sounds good. All right, so this is one of my favorite cocktails. I wish I could show you. Maybe I can. This is actually tattooed on my body.
Oh, what?
Wow.
I
That's
am
a special
obsessed
cocktail.
with
Now, what is this?
this product. This is Rajero Singani. It's an unaged Bolivian brandy.
It's a
And we're
brandy.
actually going to use it to make the Mas Paz cocktail.
Okay.
So we're going to put about 1.5 ounces. It's actually exact.
Okay.
1.5 ounces of this. So if you've ever had pisco, it's similar to pisco, but it is from Bolivia.
Okay.
And the grapes are grown very high altitude, so it gives it a lot of extra volatiles and aromatics and such.
And what is this?
This is our summery water. So our summery water is actually one of our no waste products in effort to really just try to be more sustainable as a bar.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we take a lot of our spent lime wheels, spent lemons, like every time we juice something, all of the pulp goes into this and it's strained out later.
Wow.
And it creates this really nice, it has both sweetness and bitter because it has every part of the fruit.
You two must
Oh,
be
you're
making a
putting a
lot
lot-
of friends
yeah.
in Petworth. I can tell you that.
We are. The neighborhood's been really receptive to us, and they've been wonderful and coming to check us out since we opened. So we're super thrilled to be there.
That back patio just sounds wonderful. Again, when summertime, when you have a bag of bubbly, and you can just sit out there and
Nothing
chill
better.
with greenery and.
And I saw those planters you use as ice buckets, sort of.
Yeah, absolutely.
that's kind of interesting.
We
I
have
like that.
we have planters for ice buckets.
Yeah.
We have greenery everywhere.
you make
Yeah.
You know, we
this
want to
so
make it a little
beautiful.
oasis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't want you to feel like you're in the city. We want you to
the
feel like
drink
you're,
looks so
you know,
Yeah.
pretty.
on a beach somewhere.
I think you're gonna like this one a
Wow.
lot.
All right.
Wow.
Well, we're going to be tasting these, Michelle
Yes,
and I,
we
but
gotta.
for now, when we come back, more smooth sounds with legendary R&B singer Glenn Jones.
That means more music to swoon by when the 202 returns. Don't go away. I want to taste this one. Ready?
It's the 202. It's the 202.
It's the 202. It's the 202.
It's the 202.
Welcome back to the 202. Now, ever since we knew Glenn Jones was coming on our show, Furman and I have been singing, "We've only just begun."
And here's something else. We heard that the legendary Luther Vandross himself once said there are only 3 R&B crooners: Luther, Peabo Bryson, and Glenn Jones. Need I say more?
Wow, thank you. Yeah, he said that.
Yeah.
You are a testament to so many things to still be here after all these years, and we appreciate you. We're grateful.
Thank you.
All right, we're ready to hear you sing another one.
Can I do it?
Yes.
You can do it.
All right.
All right, thank you.
No, 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 yeah. All right. Yeah, 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 yeah. I've been searching for so long. I've been looking, yes I have. Oh baby. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh. If I ever had someone like you. You were the best thing, baby, ever come into my life. With you, I never had to worry. You kept me so satisfied. Every time I think about you, baby, girl, it just blows my mind. How could I let you get away? I must have been out of my mind, yeah. I've been searching so long, yeah. Nobody like you, baby. Stays on my mind. What would I do if I never had someone like you? Never know just what you got until you let it slip away. Now, girl, I'm afraid that my heart will never be the same. True love is oh so rare. It's something that's hard to find. So if you got someone special, take my advice and hold on tight. Don't let her go if she means something to you. Might find yourself searching from the yellow brick road to the end of the rainbow. Nobody promised you a pot of gold. No, like I know. You better take care of business, 'cause you might not ever find another who will treat you the way that she did. So I've been searching so long, yeah. Nobody, nowhere, no how stays on my mind. Can you tell me if I never, never, yeah. I've I've been all over the world, baby. I've been all over the world, and still, I just can't find nobody. I've been searching so long, nobody, nowhere, nowhere. What I do if I never, all right. Ain't nobody do the things that you do for me, baby. Stays on my mind. What would I do if I never had someone like you, baby? No matter what I do, no matter what I do, baby. Makes me wonder, what would I do, baby, if I never someone like you? I've been searching so long, yeah, baby, 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 yeah. Whoa.
Lenn Jones, legend.
Legend. Thank you so much. That's just fantastic, man.
Pleasure to be
Whenever you're in town,
Thank you
here.
so much for having me. Thank you. Beautiful.
All right, big thanks to our guest today, Glenn Jones, Cerece Rennie Murphy, and of course, my co-host, Michelle Wright.
And thanks, Carly Steiner and DJ Oxygen, and to all of you for watching. Furman and I will see you again next time on the 202. Man.
All over the world.
Yeah.
Did you hear those?
You lucky to keep it last night.
This the 202. This the 202. This is how we do when we party in the 202. Hey.
Home of that good live music.
Come on.
Live on set, live audience approves it. The best hosts that don't get no tighter.
Yeah.
Furman and Michelle can't get no righter. Taxation, no representation.
Nah.
But the 202 repping for the capital nation. So from 703 to the 301. Yeah, we all come to have some fun. It's the 202.
It's the 202. This the 202.
It's the 202.
This is how we do when we party in the 202.
Yeah, it's the 202.
Yeah. This the 202. This the 202.
It's the 202.
This is how we do when we party in the 202.
It's the 202.